Hello, welcome to the first Crusaders Podcast.
Hello.
Tex is already cracking up.
Yep.
I blame Dizz.
Blame Dizz. Joined by Dizz, Lance and Tex, I am SENPIEMAN. Welcome. This has been something we've been planning all week and is finally here. How are we doing, guys?
Doing good. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Awesome. Oh, wow. What are we in? What was that, 30 seconds in? Holy shit.
You totally signed. I'm gonna have to start making
anyone that comes back to listen to the podcast itself on that is going to have
be audio friendly.
No idea.
Okay, to explain for the audio people, I have an "I'm with stupid" sign with an arrow pointing to Senpai. Boom, done. Wow. I just shot myself in the foot. I'm the one doing the audio.
What's been going on?
Okay. You know how the entire world is on lockdown.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah.
At the moment. Yeah, I know, right? Big news, big news.
Unless you're in Minnesota.
Yes, I've heard
True.
that.
Oh,
True,
yeah.
True.
Yep.
Well, as of Tuesday, from Tuesday till late yesterday, I was literally on lockdown, because my front door jammed and I couldn't get out. So,
oh wow! Okay.
I had to call out a locksmith
to break your door,
and he had to literally break the lock.
Oh,
should have called me. I come and kick it in.
Well, no. I didn't want the door broken. I wanted the lock broken. And
I'd come and broke one of your windows for you. No problem.
Right,
Thanks,
I'm
man.
going to tell you something that probably I shouldn't tell you, but I know how you could have actually got out your house without breaking your door.
Right.
And the lock.
Right.
Break a window?
No, it's even easier than that.
I'm a first floor flat. Like it's going to be a bit of a leap.
But you have a door. You have a door that leads up to your first floor flat.
Yeah.
Okay, so what it is, your door has got the glass, and then there's a patio thing, like the panel there at the bottom.
Yeah.
You can kick that through.
Yeah, but then I've got a massive fucking hole in my door.
The thing is,
it's emergency for fires, isn't it?
Yeah, but I have a hole in the door, and I still have a broken lock that needs to be fixed.
Well, to be fair, dude, I don't think you're going to put your foot through it, because it's actually pretty sturdy, but it would just pop out. That's the thing.
You don't think I could put my foot through my own door?
Yes.
Oh, it's time to move the camera. We're going on a walk, boy. No.
And segue to our first topic. Can Dizz break the door?
But then, had to call someone out, which cost 80 quid by itself.
Ouch.
Really?
And he drilled through the lock, and it was just he busted everything.
Okay.
But if there was something to bust, he busted it.
Right.
And then said, right, I'll be back tomorrow, maybe Friday, with another lock. So I was like,
what?
Okay.
What day did he come down? Tuesday.
Yeah.
And he was going to come back on Friday.
You just want me to have an unlocked door for like 2 days. He was like, I was like, no.
That's not an acceptable response.
So then he said that my type of door is now considered obsolete.
Right.
So apparently the mechanisms don't exist anymore. So basically it's like, oh, we're going to have to find it. It's going to cost money and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, just get me a fucking lock. Just get me a lock. Just come here and just put it on and let me lock my door. So anyway, he ended up coming back.
You deal with the lock.
Yeah.
You're the locksmith.
So he came back yesterday, installed a lock, and I am now down a total, including the first call-out charge, of £520.
What?
Fuck, man.
What's the lock? Wait, what type of lock is it?
You know how you put a lock on a door?
Mm-hmm.
It's any fucking lock. There's nothing special about this key. He didn't give me the key to the Holy Grail or the key to some chick's virginity. He gave me a lock to a fucking door.
That sucks,
you probably would have been cheaper replacing the door.
Yeah, I could have just ripped the entire fucking door off.
You could have done.
So, I've been
Them
pretty
lockdown
pissed
prices,
off
man.
this week.
Oh, wow.
It's them lockdown prices, mate. I'm telling you.
Well, that's the thing, right? I called, I think it must have been about 3 or 4 of these 24/7 emergency call-outs that are like 5-star rated on Yelp, and none of them exist anymore. It's like no one replied to me. No one called me back. So I just ended up calling someone who wasn't rated at all. And that's why they weren't rated at all. Because
they are a rip-off artist.
Yes. So anyway, that was my week. Let's move on to say
I think we have the first potential title for the podcast episode.
I do too.
Lockdown.
Lockdown.
Can Dizz really break a door?
I tell you what, right? For the next one we record, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go to Wix or B&Q, and I'm gonna buy a door.
Okay.
Right? Because I don't want to break an actual installed door, but I will buy a door.
It defeats the purpose. Then it's got to be an installed door. You've got to break through an actual installed door. Like, do it. Don't install it to your front door. Do it to your garden.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I will.
And yes, chat, I used air quotes for garden.
I will buy a door that would work if I was to replace one of my doors.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will fucking charge through this door at full pelt and show you that I have the mass to destroy a door. Okay?
You got to make sure to paint yourself green first. At least you got to Hulk it through.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the shirt's coming off.
Yeah. You need to be full green, purple pants, everything.
That's Dizz's secret, though. He always has those shorts on underneath his jeans.
Mm-hmm. Today, I'm actually just wearing my pajamas.
Ah. Standard lockdown,
Yeah.
standard lockdown attire.
Yeah. My I don't even know what his fucking name is, but you know the dude from
Jeff?
Sesame Street that lives in a bin?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know you, yeah.
Like, yeah, it's just him. I got them from
Groucho.
Asda for cheap.
Grouch. I think it's Grouch, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, that's me. But anyway, Tex, how was your week?
Busy. Not last week, but the week before on the Thursday, I had to actually, go back into the office permanently.
Dude.
And that meant all this week I've had to go into the office as well. Unfortunately, though, the bus times all got changed. So, like, the last week or so, I've been nice and comfortable getting into work for like 8 o'clock and being able to just sit on my Switch, play Animal Crossing for half an hour before I start work.
Yeah.
And then this week, Tuesday rolls around after the lovely 3-day bank holiday weekend, and all the bus times have changed. I'm not getting in there until 8:30. And if I don't leave exactly on 3:30 to go and get my first bus leaving, I just miss it by 30 seconds and have to wait another 20 minutes for the next one.
Damn.
And then don't get home till 6:30. It is a bitch. All because of the bus time changes.
Yeah.
Doesn't your isn't your work travel like something ridiculous, like a couple hours or something?
Hour and a half.
By one bus.
Buses.
All on buses. Either 2 or 3 buses, depending on
2
the
or
second
3
bus as to
buses,
whether
man.
it goes 3. Yeah.
Does
If the second bus goes all the
Birmingham
way through, then it's fine.
does
But
Birmingham not have trains?
There's a tram and overground. Yeah.
there is a tram. There is an overground. Well, which is basically an overground. It does have trains, but only to other train stations. There is not a train station near my work,
To the,
Okay.
or a tram station either. So I have to get the bus.
It's not
The
like
tram
London that
literally
has its
only
own...
goes at the moment from the tram only goes from Birmingham to Wolverhampton, which is so Birmingham to Wolverhampton is like on a diagonal, say for example southeast to northwest. My work is like midway through that line, but then directly southwest. So I can't get to it via the tram. I have to go via bus,
Right.
which is a pain, but it is what it is. So
Got to
It
go
is
through
what
what
it
you got to
is.
go through to get to work, haven't you?
Yeah.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast.
I think for me, when I was working in London, the furthest the longest in terms of distance I did was just shy of 2 hours. But that was
You're
because
talking Hammersmith, right?
Yeah, that was me going to Hammersmith, but I had to be there like silly early as well, so I was like, ugh. And then I couldn't leave until like the clinic or whatever if it was a clinic day, I couldn't leave till at least 6:30. and then by the time I got home, it was just, if I was lucky, it was just 8 o'clock I got home. It just gone 8 o'clock if I got back. But when I'm traveling up to Hammersmith, I would have had to have left the house about 6:30 or maybe just after to get there for either 8:30 or 9 if I was lucky enough, depending on the situation with the trains.
Yeah, I kind of guess I'm lucky because everywhere I've worked in central London, which has only been 2 places, were both on the line, that the actual train line that connects me to where I actually live. So just needed the central line for both. But this is where I forget how. I mean, I'm not going to say lucky because I'm not really a fan of London, but in terms of travel, like we're lucky compared to Tech because I just grew up with the wonders of being able to get on anywhere and go anywhere in terms of London.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear about Birmingham and they have like a tram and then like, you know, one of those kiddie carts where someone's pulling you somewhere. To the pub! And it's like, yeah, shit, we're actually quite lucky with having so much on offer for travel.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true. But then at the same time, we do suffer if something goes down. Like as good as as complex as the transport system is in London, if minute one thing goes down, it just cascades into everything else, and it's just London's like, what do we do? It's like we'll take an alternative route, and half of London freaks out because they don't know how am I gonna get home. Like,
oh man, a fucking snowflake and everything shuts down.
Oh god,
exactly. A little bit of heavy rain, and Liverpool streets flooded. Is that how?
I remember back in about 2007, I was working up in North Acton, and one week we had a tube strike, and I had absolutely no way of getting to work, so I had to bus all the way there, bus and cab. 3-4 weeks after that, it snowed. And that shut everything down as well. I was just like, I'm not having a good couple of weeks getting to work at the moment.
Do you remember, like, years ago when the Central Line got redone completely? Like, they shut the Central Line down. And it was like, okay, so this is back when I was at uni. They shut the Central Line completely down to completely rework it. And this thing lasted, like, months. At the time, I was staying in Luton. So you can imagine how I got home from Luton. So I got the overground from Luton to central London, got off at Tottenham Court Road, had to get the bus 25 from central London to Stratford. Then I had to take what was the one that goes to Ilford? Is it the 725?
No, sure.
I can't remember.
Yeah, go on, Tech, you answer. What is it?
Yeah.
Tech, you answer.
Yes, it's a 725 shotgun.
Yeah. It's a shotgun straight to Ilford. Then I had to take that bus from Stratford to Ilford and then take the 179, which drops literally outside of my house. So I took a 1 hour train trip plus 3 buses back from uni back then. Oh my God, that was a nightmare. And then afterwards I was like, I'm good. I'm going to stay in uni. I'm just going to stay for the weekend. Hadn't really much to do, so luckily I had a PS2 back then to keep me entertained, and I had friends who were staying up there, so I went, guys, we need to do something. I am friggin' bored. So, don't you have uni work? I'm done. I'm efficient. It's all good. My weekends are my weekends, not uni weekends.
Just come play PS2 with me, man. I want to play PS2.
Oh, dude, yeah. It really was. We went around to friends' places. It was like PlayStation 2, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Fish and Chips, some other stuff, but it was good.
See, the worst I've ever done for work was my first proper IT job, and it was 3 hours of bus travel.
I remember this. I remember you told me about this, and I was like, 3 hours?
I had to get in for 8 o'clock in the morning, which meant I had to leave at 5 o'clock to get on my very first bus, which would take me into my local town centre, then a second bus into Birmingham, and then a third bus out of Birmingham towards the NEC. And then I'd get in for 8. Finish at 4, and then another 3 hours worth of bus rides back home, so I wouldn't get back until 7. I was out for 13 hours a day, and I did that for 2 years before I quit.
That was just too much, dude. For me, I set my cut off to like 2 hours at most of travel. If I was ever going to travel from like home to work, it would be like 2 hours max. I would never go anything further than that.
Well, that's the thing. Like, with that job, it was in combination with my apprenticeship at the time, so I couldn't really turn it down. I mean, they were paying me rather well as well on top of the apprenticeship wage. So
Yeah.
For being at 18, 19, I was already on just under 20k, which wasn't bad whatsoever for like 2011, 2012. So
that is really good. Yeah.
And I was on that for 2 years, so I wasn't going to turn it down. But eventually, the travel just wore me down, and I had to leave.
That's the thing. So. It's like the travel of that would be the thing that's the kicker, isn't it? It's like it's the fact that you're spending so much time traveling that you essentially by the time you get home, you have nothing for yourself. Like you're literally getting up to go to work, to come back, to eat, to go back to sleep, to go to work again.
Exactly.
Which was like, nah, I'm good. Nah.
They called it a rat race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Right,
so, what about yourself,
topics
Lance?
discussed?
So, what?
Sorry.
What, me? What's going on?
You said something, and then Tex said something at the same time. I was like, who said
I
what?
interrupted.
No, go on. Go.
No, like, Lance, carry on. Sorry, my bad.
I had nothing to say. I just wondered who was speaking first.
Right, well, okay. Well, I guess we can move on to game and film releases. I've got a list of the games. Haven't brought up the list of films. I mean, are there really any film releases at the moment? Like, cinemas aren't open yet, so I guess we don't really talk about that.
Okay, so there's nothing. Well, obviously, with the fact there's social distancing, there's nothing socially out for us to do. There's no films technically out. The last thing, the one film news that I heard today was that Sonic the movie is getting a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
This is more for you and me, and maybe you, Jack, as well. One Piece Stampede's officially out to buy digitally. So I was like, that's cool. I don't know if Senpai, if you watch One Piece or not, so I didn't want to be
haven't actually yet, no.
Yeah, so I was kind of like,
on the list.
You might know, but it's on the list.
Where's it available to buy?
Digitally. I think it's from I got an email from Manga telling me it was available to buy. I'd have to double check.
It's probably on like Google Play Store, Amazon Prime,
places like that, yeah.
Amazon Video, whatever.
I mean, to be fair, most places only can do digital now. Like, look at what was it? What was that Troll? Was it Troll movie? The sequel? Like that movie, like the
World
whole
Tour?
the World Tour. The whole reason
I didn't know there was a first
film
one.
did so well. Oh yeah, I didn't watch the first one either. I didn't even know there was a second one until someone until this thing made so much money. So this film made more money than they anticipated it making, especially for how they released the film. And this led to the whole thing with AMD. Like Tech knows about this, but like we were discussing this not long ago. Like the whole thing where Universal can no longer like distribute films ever. You know, like they can never physically show it around the world unless it's via their own streaming service or digital service of some kind.
Yeah, because I think AMC own Odeon here.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, they do.
There was a massive thing with Odeon and Universal a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and then the funny thing was that I found out how that model worked from Universal. So they were like, "Oh, Trolls 2 is our biggest thing released digitally," and then I found out how much they cost to rent it. It was $20 for 2 days.
Yeah,
I was like, what? I was like,
well, here, I think it was a tenner for 2 days, like £10, which is what, $15 something.
Well, it was still an obscene amount just to rent a film for 2. And I was like, you would have just rented that you would have paid $10/$15 for a film you may not like. I mean, yes, it did well for the kids and everyone that was at home due to the start of lockdown. But they were like, this is paving the way for future Universal releases. I'm like,
Although, if you think about it, you release a film, let's just say the US. They're talking because when it comes to the cinemas and how it works and how they make money, they don't make a penny off of films. All of the money from films goes back to what they paid to rent the reel in the first place. Well, not even a movie reel now. What is it, like a USB stick with the film on it?
It'll basically be a digital file.
It's technically still real.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You're talking, a film like Trolls, shitty film like that, 2 adults aren't going to go see that by themselves, most likely. There are probably still some that are. But even if it is just 2 people by themselves, that's $16 to $20 per ticket, which is what cinemas charge. So you're talking a maximum of $40 just to see it once.
And that's just the ticket, not counting food and and everything like that. Yeah.
So to be perfectly honest, $20 to sit at home with your partner and have it for 2 days isn't really terrible. If you think
it's not.
It's not.
However,
but,
if you think about it, like obviously you're paying that kind of money to get the cinema experience,
Of course.
the large screen,
Of
the
course.
better quality, the better audio, and the dark room, absolutely everything. You are paying for that kind of experience. You're not going to get that at home, yet they still charge the premium in order to rent it. Yeah, it was for 2 days, so technically you could watch it as many times as you like, but you're still not getting that same experience unless you've got your own cinema room.
Very true.
Yeah, I don't have that.
So
It was the perfect film, though, to come out during the start of a lockdown, though, wasn't it?
It
keep the
really
kids
was.
just to keep the kids entertained. Yeah.
Couldn't have planned that better.
That and the release of Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I've really
that
enjoyed
definitely
Disney
helped.
Plus.
How much? Wait, you
I've
doing
been
the yearly
enjoying
or the monthly one?
I did the deal they did before it was released for a year, because if you get it now, it's like $5.99 a month.
Yeah.
But if you paid for it before it came out, I think it worked out to about $4.50 a month.
Oh, okay. Well,
And that's only for the first 12 months. After 12 months, you then pay the normal price.
so essentially it was like get this price, a special 1 year price,
Yeah,
launch price,
yeah.
and then it's back to normal.
Mm.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I haven't bothered with the Disney Plus thing just because I was like, meh, not really bothered.
Well, I mean, you've already
we've got
watched
it.
Mandalorian.
I have already watched Mandalorian.
Yeah.
That's true. I
haven't watched
I own
it.
all the Marvel films for the cinematic stuff and whatnot. So, and I mean, to be fair, Clone Wars would have been the one thing I would have liked to have watched, but I
the
didn't wanna
animated
pay for
series.
Yeah, the animated series, not the film. But actually, there's
Nobody
the Clone
wants
Wars,
to
the
watch that.
animated film. There was the animated Clone Wars film, which weirdly enough was on TV maybe about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was on Sky, and I was like, oh my god, this is on. And then I realized it was like 2 in the morning. I went, I can't stay up this late to watch it, and it had only just started. I thought, oh, I went, all right, fuck it, I'm going to sleep. I wanted to watch it, but I thought
Disney
no.
Plus. I've got Disney Plus myself, only thanks to the wife paying for it. But the only thing that I had to look through it about a week after we got it. The only thing that is actually on there at the moment that I actually want to watch is The Mandalorian. I haven't watched it yet, but that's the only thing.
And that's the end of the podcast. Text is officially gone.
Hey, man, I'm still 2 episodes from the end as well. I mean, I'm a little bit further than Tex, but
I'm only 3 episodes in. Because, well, I got annoyed with watching it weekly, so I thought I'd wait for the whole lot to be out and then watch it in one lump. And then I didn't realize that that finished about a month and a half ago. I was like, I still haven't watched it. But I have been doing a Disney film.
I was like that with the last season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Thought, okay, I'm gonna wait and like have a massive binge of it. Completely forgot about it. Completely forgot about it,
isn't it?
Now that is a great show.
Oh yeah.
Like in terms of TV comedy writing, Brooklyn Nine-Nine is probably top notch at the moment. In my mind.
E4's showing it at the moment on Thursday nights, which is season 6 or 7?
I think 7, which is also, I think, the last season.
I was going to ask,
Before
is
it
that
got
the
picked
season?
up, wasn't it?
Yeah, wasn't that the season before it got cancelled and then picked up again by CBS this time? I want to say.
Maybe.
One of them.
I don't.
I mean, in the US, there's 1,000 different stations.
Yeah.
Very true.
So yeah, it got picked up. Then they gave it something like 18 episodes, and even though it has its dedicated fan group, the ratings were still dipping because this is why it's such a broken system. Like the ratings never count for recorded programs.
Yeah.
And me, I can't tell you the last. It was probably when I was living with my parents, and we used to watch The Simpsons at 6:30, where it was always the new episode on Sky One.
Yeah.
You know, and when have people been like, right, this is on at 8:00 on a Friday night. We have to be
I need to go
at
watch it.
home
Yeah.
on the sofa watching. No, you just record it now.
Yeah, I think
Record it.
I used to feel like that with
happened
Dragon Ball Z as a kid.
Yeah, I was gonna say Friends, but sure, Dragon Ball Z works too.
Yeah, that works. On Toonami, when we actually had
Toonami.
that, which is still a thing in the US.
It is still a thing in the US, but it's shrunk down. It's like it's at like the schedule time, like how long it's on for. It used to be. It used to be. What was it? When it first aired, it was like what 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. till like 3 in the morning in America, or maybe longer. They used to have like a lengthy slot for all the anime and stuff they used to show. And then when the UK got it, it was, I think we got like 2/3 of the shows they had, because I think some of them just weren't over here and they just weren't willing to pay for it. So we got majority of them from like 8 to about 1 in the morning, or whatever shows were on during that time, whatever they could get on. And then there was like Toonami Light, where they showed like Dragon Ball at like 4 in the afternoon till 6, and a mixture of others in between, like that Dragon Ball, Beyblade, and whatever. And then after that, after it disappeared, it came back, and it was like a lot of the 3-hour slot. And I was like, what are you going to show in 3 hours? That's like one anime movie and maybe 2 episodes of a season. And then I think now it's on at like early morning somewhere.
Yeah, I think we
always
have. Oh, go on.
Sorry. The thing that always got me with like Jetix, Toonami, Fox Kids, whatever you want to call it, were through its iterations.
God, Jetix, that's a throwback.
Yeah, that's what it was before Toonami, I think.
No,
Toonami was Cartoon Network.
Yeah, Toonami was Cartoon Network. Jetix was Fox. Fox. No, Fox Kids.
Fox Kids.
Yeah, Fox Kids.
It was Jetix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I used to watch like Naruto on Jetix, and what always pissed me off with that was the fact that like the only episodes that they had available to actually watch was episodes 1 to 15. And they would play them so out of order. You would get episode 2, then episode 7, then episode 10, 3 days in a row. It's like, why are you guys not playing it just from episode 1 to 15 and then just repeating it over and over? They weren't. They would just put it in any random order. So I was at the point where the internet was just readily becoming available for me, like on a laptop, to be able to, like in the good old days where you could watch 3 parts of an anime episode on YouTube.
Oh,
in,
I remember that.
8-minute segments.
Yeah.
After I got to like episode 15 and realized where I was on Naruto, that was when I dropped to watch like Naruto on YouTube, Bleach on OneTube, One Piece on YouTube, and just I did so many anime series on YouTube just by watching them in the split segments. But like that, purely by the fact that the channels didn't have all of the episodes in order.
Yeah, I remember when Jetix had Shaman King. And they only did the first 27 episodes. Yeah. And I was like, where's the rest? Where's the rest?
I still to this day haven't finished the rest of it.
I, sir, can help you there. I've literally got the entire series. And I was like, thank God! I can now watch the rest of this.
I'll take that as well.
No.
Yeah, I might have to steal that off you.
No.
Although apparently the manga for Shaman King is completely up in the air, because technically the only company that owns the rights to it don't actually release books anymore. And they've said they are never, ever releasing any books for Shaman King again, yet they also won't let go of the license.
Who owns the right to it? Wasn't it Shonen? Didn't Shonen Jump have the publication?
They lost it ages ago. They lost it because what it was, they gave it a really rushed ending in the manga.
Yeah. Because
they didn't want to publish it anymore. It wasn't bringing in any numbers.
Well,
so the author did a really quick ending. That was it. All of the fans were just clamoring, like, you need to give us a proper ending. Like, you need to give us a proper ending. So eventually it got picked up by another book, like another Japanese weekly magazine, where I think it came back for like another 20 to 30 chapters where he properly closed the story. Right. But because there's that mix of most of it Shonen Jump and a little bit is someone else, no one quite owns the rights to the whole thing, and therefore it will never fully be released. And it's just like the only way you'd get the whole story is if you were living in Japan and you bought all of these magazines when they came out weekly. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's on somewhere online to read, but
I don't think so. There's a lot of places now that they've taken down a lot of the scan-related completed stuff. Like a lot of it's been taken down.
Yeah,
Manga Rock has gone.
Oh, Manga Rock went ages ago. Manga Rock went ages ago. Stream went ages ago. What was the one I was using? Crap, I forgot what it was called now. There was one that I used to call Unix Manga, which had like literally, it was quite literally like a page of just like hot links to every manga, and it was all like with the latest chapters going back to the original, like to the very first one. They disappeared. They were one of the first ones that disappeared for me. And then after all the other ones, the main ones I started using disappeared. Now I've used on other sites. I still use the Viz one because obviously all the Viz stuff's on there. And I'm like, sweet, I can go back and read that if need be. But the other ones that aren't licensed, I've had to find other places. I'm like, these are here. But most of them are all full of like Korean, Chinese mangas, which is quite amusing. Because I'm like, I've never read this one before, but it's quite entertaining.
I think the one that I used to read on, I think was mangascans.co.uk. I think it was, or mangascans.com. And like the one thing that ever so slightly bugged me with them was that they would only keep like the last 10, 15 chapters that they'd scanned, because they would do the actual scanlations, translations, all that kind of stuff. But they would only keep like the last 10 to 15 chapters of whatever they've got, and they would only translate certain things. Like sometimes they start off a series, got to like chapter 15 or 20, decided they didn't like it, and then would just drop it. So it kind of annoyed me.
That was the same with Manga Stream.
It might have been Manga Stream that I'm thinking of.
Right.
But what always annoyed me with that was like I would really, really enjoy a series, and then they just drop it, and it's like, well, no one else was picking it up, so I had no way of reading it and carrying on with the stories. That always got to me. But they were the first site that went down, and since they've been down, I've just not visited any other site. I've got the Manga Plus app on my phone to read it, but I've just not had that inclination to pick up the app and actually read it because it's on my phone.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it?
That's how I do it weekly now. I do it through the Shonen Jump app.
Yeah, the Manga Plus app. But I always end up forgetting, and now I've not read it in about a month and a half, and because they only keep like the latest 3 chapters and then some of the original chapters, I can't go back and catch up.
Although, if you wanted to, yes, it is money, but it's only £2 a month, and you get everything.
Oh, there's a paid version
Jump
of it?
on, yeah.
Yeah, you don't get the paid for books. Like they release like the novels on there, and that stuff you have to buy. But the actual series that they're releasing weekly, you can read the whole lot for £2 a month.
Oh, well, that's not that bad.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's not bad at all.
Nope.
I don't do it myself because I'm up to date with everything I want to read.
I'm not.
To go back
Apart from Demon Slayer, I need to read Demon Slayer.
That finished, and I was kind of like, interesting choice of an ending.
Yeah.
The only other thing is that you've got to consider is like obviously Manga Stream or Manga Scans, whatever it was, would also translate things that obviously wasn't in Shonen Jump. So there's a couple of series that I just can't really find anywhere without going to another site, and even that's a pain in the arse nowadays because so many sites are being taken down all the time. And that's one thing that always gets me.
And that's the thing. If I want a book that's not Shonen Jump, I have to literally buy the book.
Yeah, there is that. And, there was a time when companies back in the day would have licenses to like virtually every manga that was getting released by like Shonen or whatever, whether it be the weeklies or the monthlies. And then after a set amount of time, they would stop producing the books and releasing them out here. Like there was one series that I wanted to get or finish off, but they got to, I think, what was it, volume 15? I think they got to, and there was another 9 more volumes straight after that, but they never like continue licensing it. And this was when Tokyo Pop was still a thing, and Tokyo Pop had a lot of mangas that I was like licensed to, that I enjoyed reading because they were licensed to them, and then they stopped. And because Tokyo Pop at the time was like, oh, we can't really produce any more books because our sale numbers are dipping, and then they were immediately like, boom, done, all of it's gone. Like they've just stopped thinking, and I don't know what happened to the licenses. And after that, anything that was involving scanulating or fan scans or whatever the manga I was reading, can't find them anywhere. And I was like, well, I'm never gonna know how that ends unless I learn to read kanji, or or hiragata or stuff like that. So which I'm like, I would like to, but just to finish off a manga series, it's not on a priority list right now. So I was a little bit like, what can you do? Those are
what can you do, man?
Like that. I've got O-Parts Hunter. I've got Strawberry 100%.
I've got Bakuman. Yeah.
I've got Sumomomomomomomo. Yeah, that's a really odd fucking title, but still. And I've just got a couple that are not in print anymore. I still want to finish them, but they're just not in print. So the only way say for example with Ichigo 100%, I've got up to volume 4. Yeah. But volume 4 is in German because it's still being printed in German, just not in English. And the only way I'm getting it in English is if I paid like £78 for a pre-owned copy, which I'm not gonna do.
Hang on, isn't it under Shonen Jump and Viz?
Yeah, it was Shonen Jump, but they eventually stopped printing it over here because it got too old.
Yeah.
Once it
that's
gets
true.
too old, they stop printing.
I had all of Opat's Hunter, every single volume.
Oh, mate. Please don't
And I
tell me you
sold
sold
it.
it all.
I sold it all.
No.
Aw.
If you'd have told me, I'd have bought it all off you. I've got up to like volume 9, I think, and I really want to get the rest because that is still my all-time favorite manga.
It's pretty fucking awesome.
It really, really is, and I don't know why it hasn't been animated. I mean, it's by the Naruto's mangaka's brother, which is why the art style's so similar. And I absolutely love it. I just don't know why it hasn't been animated.
It may just one of the things that just never got picked up. That's it.
Yeah, it happens. Like when there's too many things out there, like you can't pick up everything to animate.
There are some things that got picked up because they could turn it into an anime, do one season, and then they never come back to it. So you're left with a really open-ended story. Like an example one would be Trinity Blood. Nisekoi is another one. What was the other one? So that was Trinity Blood, Nisekoi. Cousin of Stigma, which was, but then again, some of these, the two I just mentioned, like Cousin of Stigma and Nisekoi, the reason those two haven't been finished is because one, Cousin of Stigma's mangaka passed away maybe about 5-6 years ago. And at that point, he was still continuing the story, but now it's up in the air as to what happened to the rights of the story, the rights to the property, and where the story was going to go. And I don't know if it ever got resolved. Trinity Blood, the mangaka passed away, I think, 3 years after the anime came out. And then his best friend took over the series because the mangaka left it in his will that his best friend take over. And he has taken the story and has turned it. It's done even better than it initially did. But I think obviously, given that the manga passed away and his best friend took over, there was obviously that rise from the fans who made it go as high as it did. I think it's finished now, but I can't say for certain. But there are many animes that I could probably pull out from my shelf and be like, that's not finished. That's not finished. This is never going to get a season 2. This took 10 years to get a second season or something like that. There are so many I could pull out and be like, yeah, this is happening. But then you get
Don't get me started, man, on unfinished manga. Berserk and Hunter x Hunter, man.
Berserk is one of those things where the mangaka is just like, I need a break. Like, from what? You did one chapter in 7 months. Get to work. You had to do 30 pages. We expect that once a month. Come on, bro. It's your living. But but that's the thing though. That's the monthly manga guys, isn't it? So they struggle to get one chapter out a month, and then it's like, I've been waiting. What's happening? Like another one is Black Lagoon. That's a monthly now, and that's been like once every 3 months, or maybe once every 4 months. I see a new chapter pop up, and I'm like, oh look, a new chapter. Let me read it, and then a year goes by, and there's volume 12. I'm like, thanks.
All right, let's take this conversation
section
back
of the podcast
to
over.
games. I kind of felt like we might have been boring Senpai a little bit. I thought we'd play a nice little guessing game.
Go on.
Now, I have here. Now, you can't Google this. Don't do it.
Chat, help us.
Don't do it. No help from the chat either. It's just a simple game, which I feel like, you guys should probably know most of these anyway. But guess, if you can, the top 10, and I'm not talking franchises, actual games, top 10 selling games of all time.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
That's number 2.
Minecraft number 1.
Yep.
Wow,
Halo.
okay.
No.
Game.
I'll tell you now. The only games on there that are Xbox are 3 games that are multi-platform. So they're on everything.
Okay.
Right.
So you've got 1 and 2 so far. Number 3 is quite surprising. I'm not sure if you guys will get number 3.
What's it? Elder Scrolls? That'll be on there, right?
That is, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's number 17. So not top 10.
Skyrim
Not
or
top 10,
Oblivion.
okay.
Skyrim.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I've played this game before. I should know this.
Final Fantasy.
This is like a pub quiz question.
No Final Fantasies at all.
At all in the top. Okay, that's interesting.
I'll give you a clue to one of them. Still considered one of the biggest games played on
CS:GO.
Twitch, kind of. And it started
Dota?
a new genre of game.
League of
Dota
Legends.
or League of Legends?
No.
Even though
no.
technically you don't buy them.
No, this game you bought, it was like a whole new genre of game that now every single game that includes a gun has now released a game.
Oh,
Player
Fortnite.
Unknown's Battlegrounds?
Yay, PUBG.
PUBG. Oh my god.
That's number
Technically-
5 on the list.
Really?
Wow, okay.
PUBG's number 5 is the biggest selling game of all time.
It has sold an estimated 60 million copies.
Man, Brendan's
Wow.
living it rich. Damn.
Number 4, I'll give you a clue. It sold as many as it did the console it was released on because the game came with the console.
Wii Sports.
Boom.
Wii Sports. Oh shit. Okay.
Well,
Wii
they came
Sports
with the
is
Wii,
the
which sold like
fourth-
123 million, I think the Wii
Mm.
sold in its lifetime, something like that.
To be
Yeah.
fair, I'm one of those purchasers as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
Well,
me.
if you bought a
And
Wii,
me.
you've got Wii Sports.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
true. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed Wii Sports. I really
I-
enjoyed
It was a
I-
great
Wii
game.
Sports.
I
Yeah.
never had a Wii. I had a Connect, and I got Connect Sport Adventure or whatever it was. That was quite
Oh, I
fun.
heard
It
that.
was
I heard
that. Oh, I
boring
had
as
Connect as
fuck,
well.
I was
but
about to
it
say,
was
I heard
quite
it wasn't
fun.
very good though.
Like, there's nothing quite like some Wii bowling. You know, you feel like going out without actually going out. You know,
Mate, I loved Wii Bowling.
it was
and-
great.
Yeah.
I swear to God, me and my dad, for a good 7 or 8 months, constantly on the bowling, trying to one-up each other on the scores. And then constantly playing tennis all the time as well. We never stopped playing tennis with each
The
other
tennis
for
was
a
fun.
good 2
I
years.
remember the tennis one. I had a really good streak in the boxing. Like there was one of
The boxing was good.
The me, I think it was. Is it Mii's? The Meebos? What were they called again? The avatars they called them in.
Mii's.
In the Wii.
Mii's.
It was the
Mii's.
Mii's, right? The one of them was like I don't know. She was like Mike Tyson from Punch Out level of difficulty, and she like if you got to her, you were lucky if you won a round off her, which I somehow did, and I don't know how I did it because it was like 6 fights straight, and then you get to her, and for some reason she is like Mike Tyson level of like Dempsey roll dodging, and she hits like freaking, I don't know, like
Like a brick wall.
probably like a truck with a brick wall attached to it, and I was like, I'm a digital like character. How are you knocking me this hard? Like even trying to dodge was ridiculous, and it still hurt. But yet somehow, and it's like my greatest achievement, I actually managed to take a round off her. I actually knocked her out, and I was like, I took a round, and then she came back and destroyed me. So I didn't know what else to do. But I was sweating after that fight. I never sweated before that hard on a video game until that fight.
See, for me, the way that I managed that, I literally dirty cheated at that game. You know how you get the little slap fights as a joke between friends
Yeah.
and stuff?
Uh-huh.
I literally just kept going with the controllers constantly.
And it worked.
Yeah, it worked. It worked. I managed to get top ranking.
Oh wow. Because with Emma, that was the one I just could not beat. She was just so insane to beat. Couldn't do it. It was rough. But yeah, all right, Dizz, who else is on that list? Like,
What have we got, the top
how many have we got
five?
from the list? Have we got
Right,
five?
you've got 1, 2, 4, and 5 so far.
Ooh.
Number 3 and number 9
Go on.
are technically the same game. It's a bit unfair to include this on the list because the one at number 3 is technically the mobile version. But they're both essentially the same game. Think about one of the oldest games you remember playing, and I'll give you a clue. It's the Game Boy.
Tetris.
Tetris.
So the original Tetris is sitting at number 9 with 43 million copies sold. Now, you're
Wait.
talking a game from 1989.
So what's the one at number 3? The latest one.
The EA version, which is a mobile game, which has apparently
Oh.
sold an estimated 100 million copies.
The fudge? Okay.
Now, I'm not sure how much it is on the phone. It's probably like either free but filled with microtransactions
Yeah.
Which
or
is probably
or
what
like-
it is.
a pound or whatever bullshit. But yeah, you're going to have to guess the rest. So you need to get 6, 7, 8, and 10.
PSP Gamer recommends Ocarina of Time.
No, let me actually see.
I'd
what that is on
I'd
the-
also
I
go as
don't
far to
think
say
that's gonna be on there,
GoldenEye as
to be
well
honest.
from the N64.
Ooh,
Also, don't think it's
GoldenEye.
going to be.
GoldenEye is
Oh, yeah.
not in the top 10.
No, really? That's the whole reason I bought an
I mean,
N64.
I'd like to say any of the Pokemon games, but I highly doubt it's top 10.
You have to tell me what one you think.
Oh,
I mean, technically, the highest selling ones of Pokemon at the moment are Sword and Shield. Wait, no. They're the fastest selling ones. The highest selling ones have got to be like Ruby and Sapphire or something like that at like 50 to 60 odd million.
You're a little bit late there. It is actually the original game, Red, Green, and Blue.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Sitting at 47.5 million.
What number were they on?
what place was that?
That is 7.
Okay.
So there's still one more game above it at number 6. I mean, one of the biggest game franchises of all time. It won't be hard for you guys to guess.
Fortnite.
Yes. No, it's not.
Also,
Probably
when
Call
was
of
this
Duty.
list compiled?
This list was compiled. I don't know. I'm just looking at a wiki page. So
Oh,
cut me
okay.
some
I
slack.
did.
This page was last edited May 25th, 2020.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Oh,
so
So,
4
like,
days ago.
Okay. I'm gonna say Call of Duty.
4 days ago.
Which
Call
one?
of Duty. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 is, I think, top 20. Let me see. So that is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
Oh, okay.
24 on that list. Okay.
24.
Hmm.
So let me just see, right? So, yeah.
What
Yeah.
genre?
Right, okay. The last 3 games you guys need to get, I'll tell you now, they're all Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm going to guess Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess.
I'll give you another clue. Stop thinking about Zelda.
Okay, fair enough. No, I only thought that purely because a lot of people bought it for the Wii.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'd have figured they'd have got it
Oh,
on that.
I did
but-
too. I got the Wii with Twilight Princess, but it was like.
I
would
mean,
say-
even Breath of the Wild would have been a good shout because that
Yeah.
had a Wii U release and a Switch release, but that is not in the top 10.
Mario Maker?
Okay.
Mario Kart.
There is, 2 of the 3 are Mario games. Do
Right,
with that
64.
what you will.
I was
no.
gonna say Odyssey.
Oh,
Mario Galaxy?
No.
Kart?
No, not Galaxy.
What one?
Paper.
Oh.
Oh, Mario Kart 8.
OG.
Mario
not
Kart
Deluxe.
8 is number 11 on the list.
Oh.
But number 10 is another Mario Kart game.
Oh my god.
Mario Kart 7.
64.
Okay, right. I guess it is Mario Kart 7 because it's literally just called Mario Kart Wii. And Mario
Mario
Kart
Kart
8
That's
was
7, isn't it?
was
No,
Wii U.
7 was on the 3DS. So it's going to be Mario Kart Wii. Is it Mario?
Oh, so there you go. I just gave away the answer.
Yeah.
Boom.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
That's a quiz master right
It
there.
was a Mario Kart game either way, so.
Okay, so number 6 is another Mario game. That's the only clue you're getting.
No.
Number 8 is a Nintendo game. I'll give you a clue. It's for the Wii. That's all you're getting. You will
Splatoon.
never hear another word from me again. I'm not even going to say yes or no.
Splatoon was Wii U. Okay, so if it's not Mario, it's not Zelda, it's not Pokemon.
Well, the other game that you're after is a Mario game.
Yeah.
There's one Mario game and one game that is just the Wii, but no like franchisey thing.
Oh, okay.
But then we got to take into account though, there were some games that we didn't get here for the Wii.
We definitely got it.
Oh, we did?
100% because I bought it and it's been sitting in a cupboard ever since.
Wait, the music one, the drums.
No,
No,
but
that
it
was on the
is
game.
an interactive game.
Oh, okay. Cards Against Humanity?
That family-friendly game.
Oh my
Razor
god, that's a good
suggests Just Dance. Midden says Mario Party.
one. I was going to say Just Dance.
It would have to be a specific one.
Just Dance, no. Like, come on, guys, come on. It started a craze of things. Like, even
Guitar
like
Hero?
the Switch now have their own version of what that game was on the Switch, and it's sold out fucking everywhere.
Oh, We Fit.
Wii Fit
Okay.
is sitting.
Oh
at
yeah, they've got the
number
Wii.
8.
They've got the Wii Ring Adventure, haven't they?
Oh,
Yeah.
Or the Switch
shit.
Ring
It's a
Adventure.
lot
For some
of
reason,
fun.
I was thinking like Wii Fit and Wii Sports one and the same. I was like, that's technically the same thing.
I mean,
No,
it's
they're two separate
technically
things.
counted it as Wii Fit and Wii Fit Plus. I don't know what the
Yeah,
plus
that's fine.
means,
The plus was extra games.
but that is just under 44 million copies worldwide.
Wow.
And that is obviously the game and the board, which the board has been in a cupboard since the day I bought it.
I've still got the board myself. It's
Yeah.
upstairs under my bed.
You know, and when I occasionally want to work out, I'll open up the cupboard, I'll look at it, and I'll be like, yep, don't want that today. And I'll close the cupboard.
Not today, Satan.
Dizz did his mental. He's imagine training. I imagined I worked out. It went well. I'm done. Streaming.
Yeah, I did it anime style. I kind of sat down, I thought about the training, and I was like, I feel better.
Oh, you had the
feel
montage
good.
in your head.
Exactly.
He was like, what
Right.
Paul might do.
You guys have number 6 left. It's a Nintendo game. I'll even give you the year now. It
Right, did you
started,
say that this was a Mario one as well?
it's a Mario game.
Okay.
In fact, I'm not going to give you the year because that will pretty much give it away. But what do you think is the biggest selling Mario game of all time?
Super Mario World.
No.
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you the year. It's pretty much just going to give away the answer.
Sunshine?
1985.
Wait, Super
That's
Super
Mario
Mario
the
1?
Brothers.
original one, isn't it?
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Sorry, Super
The
Mario 85.
first,
Yeah.
the first Mario game.
No.
The
The first
first.
Mario game was Jumpman.
Oof.
Okay, the first game to be named after a Mario. You fucking prick.
I'm not wrong.
48.25 million copies
Okay, so
for the
Wow.
NES. It would have been.
The NES. I remember that. I still have that actually.
yeah, okay.
I never had. But I wasn't born at that time. So
I was say you weren't even an idea in your dad's head at that point.
I wasn't born
That's the same.
I'm young. Fuck off. Kids with your fucking rock and roll music. Playing football on my front yard. Pricks. But weirdly enough, like, let me see, it's like 11, no, that's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 on the list of the biggest selling games of all time is Terraria.
The one
Which
that
I'm-
recently came
I
out.
can, yeah, I can see that.
no,
Well,
it didn't
it's been
recently.
out
It's been years.
for about 6 years now, but they
Yeah, 6,
just
7 years.
finished the last of the story update. That's it. The entire story's done.
Oh,
I
okay.
have 2 copies of that game, and I've never played either of them.
You should join me. I told you to
I
join
know,
me the
I
other day.
know, I do. I want to. But I've had it for the Xbox, and I've had it on Steam for a long time, and I've played neither version of them. But yeah, Terraria's on the top of the list for me to start.
I knew Tex would be the first to leave. It's that bladder of his.
No, I left a
Senpai
minute
went
ago,
earlier. Yeah.
He's weak. He's
Well,
weak.
he's weak.
but that's because I forgot to get myself another beer before we started.
Go on, get out of here.
He's got it.
No,
now.
I've already done it. I went like 20 minutes ago.
You left?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you? Oh wow.
Man, I was not paying attention to that.
Ladies and gentlemen, your host for the evening.
Hey, that's not me. I'm not the host for the evening. And by the looks of the stuff I've got to do with the OBS, I don't think I'll ever be the fucking host. Man, like the
I
files
made
you
it as
sent-
simple as I could.
No, to make it as simple as you can is here is a picture. Here is a soundboard. Here is the end picture. Like, start, do it, stop. That's as simple as my streams get,
That's
man.
what I've got, sort of.
No, you've got install this onto here. It has to be first. Then install this onto here. It absolutely has to be second. And then you need this text file, which needs to be inserted up someone's ass through the mouth and then into OBS. And it's like, I just want to press start on the stream. I'm dumb. I don't get it. I don't know computers. So there we go. There was a little game we just did, like guessing the top 10 best-selling games of all time. Probably next time we'll do something like franchises or something, but don't look it up. Forget I said that. Forget I said that.
All right, should we do a little bit of an explanation of what's coming up?
Yeah, sure.
So, we are the Crusaders. We are a Twitch live streaming community. We all look beautiful, and I'm currently the only one with hair. Well,
wow,
longer hair slightly.
Dizz is like, oh, wow, that's a rug waiting to happen.
Yeah. Slightly more hair than everyone else. We are, during these podcasts, we are looking at getting members of the streaming community in to talk to them, get them to explain a little bit about themselves, what their stream is, what they get up to, and just generally have a little bit of a conversation, because we like talking to people. It's why we do what we do. And our first guest ready?
I thought that was coming in the second episode when we come back.
Was it in the second episode? Oh,
it's the second episode.
Nobody tells me anything. And never mind.
It was all in the message.
I've got the message up here. Like, after the game and film releases, we've then got weird news with Dizz.
Oh, sorry, we've got weird news with Dizz. I've had a long week. Leave me alone. I've had a long week.
This is the first episode. Things will happen. It's all good.
Yeah.
Wait, you've had a long week. I think I remember you messaging me about 3 or 4 hours ago with a picture of Animal Crossing.
That's
just like, I finally got it. No, you've had a whole day of playing Animal Crossing.
I haven't had a whole day. I've had about 2 hours.
That's still enough to get sucked in. Man, I have been living on that game during lockdown. I've been living on that game. But yeah, the notes I gave for the basic format, that is literally what it is. It's a basic format. It's not something that we need to follow to a T. If anyone wants to bring anything up, people bring anything up. But if you want to go to the weird news, I do have a little something.
Do the weird news.
I do have a little something.
Have you got duck butter again, have you, Diz?
There's no duck butter.
Yeah, no,
I promise you.
I'm immune to it now.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I can get the Urban Dictionary description again, and I can read it very slowly.
You're good.
Very slowly. Okay, this actually was on the news today in Australia. I'll read the title, followed by the story. Mm-hmm. It's such a good title. Men hired for sexual fantasy break into the wrong house.
Okay.
That's the title. And this is actually on bbc.co.uk. This happened in Australia this week. Basically, someone had a sexual fantasy of his house being burgled.
Yeah. And
he was to be tied up, and let me try and find what it was specifically that he wanted. They had hired the clients, hired the burglars to carry out the client's fantasy of being tied up in his underwear and stroked with a broom.
What? Okay.
What kind of broom?
Oh my god.
What kind of your average house cleaning broom? So, the hard bristles on the end.
Hard bristle or soft bristle?
I'm guessing hard bristle. You wanna tidy your house properly. You want a hard bristle. But here's the thing. He had promised an extra $5,000 if it was really good. And then this is where the catch is. He hired the quote-unquote burglars. I need to now say quote-unquote because I'm doing this and the audio's not going to pick that up. Mm-hmm. He hired them. Then he had moved 30 miles from his house and didn't tell the burglars that he had actually moved.
Wow.
So,
dude, that's got to have been planned. That has got to have been planned to scare the new people living there.
Why would you do it? That's so weird. I mean, obviously, the guy that not only are the burglars currently in custody, but they're also now searching for the person that hired them as well. But a resident noticed that the light was on in the kitchen at 6:15 a.m. He assumed it was a friend who came by daily to make morning coffee. When the men called out the name of the client, the resident turned on the light and removed the sleep apnea mask he was wearing.
Oh, fucking hell.
It was then that he saw them standing above his bed with machetes. Fucking hell.
Oh, my
that's...
God.
And they appeared to have brought us the props as promised. So basically, a house broom. When they realised their error, one of the pair said, "Sorry, mate," shook the resident's hand, and quietly left. Just like, "Sorry, mate, wrong house. I'll just be next door."
Oh my God. All right, so Dizz, you're currently in the process of moving house.
I am. Would you like me to test this?
No. Is cancelling pretend home invasion on the top of the list on your chain?
You know what? Funny you should say that. It's top 5. No.
I want to know what the other priorities are now as well.
Move stash, wink, wink.
Move body, wink, wink.
Move body, wink, wink, which is mine. It's a hard enough job as it is. I have to remind myself to move.
Rookie error. Dispose a body.
That's so much more work.
That depends on what kind of body it is that you've got. I mean, if it's the body of your dead wife that you may or may not be using still, then you want to move it. If it's the body of your next door neighbor, then yeah, you dispose of it.
Mm-hmm.
We've taken a weird turn.
Hey, you're the one who brought a machete into this.
I didn't bring a machete into anything.
Never bring a machete to a sex party.
Okay.
So yeah, that was
a good start to the weird news. Anything else?
Wait, so the two men then drove to the correct address where the client noticed one man had a great big knife in his trousers and asked them to leave their weapons in the car. The client then cooked them bacon, eggs, and noodles. Why the fuck is this part of a BBC News story?
It's a slow day. It's Friday.
And a short time later, the police arrived at the property, found the machetes in the car, and arrested all involved.
Hang on, let me ask. Where was this taking place? Australia, yeah?
Australia.
This was Australia, yeah.
So COVID-19
Are you sure it wasn't Florida?
Yeah, COVID-19 deaths aren't an issue.
Florida, man.
This was the highlight. This was the highlight of their news cycle. Sex party.
Well, I mean, with everyone locked in, there's not really a lot going on, is there?
That is true. Lockdown does have everyone horny right now. So,
there you go. There you go. That is the news story for the episode. I do have another one ready for a little bit later. It's not as good as that one. It's more weird, but we'll get into that one a little bit later.
Cool.
Is it the one that
I'm
I
looking forward to that one, actually.
No, it's another little doozy that I found. This time it takes place in India.
Oh, okay.
India. Like I'm trying to make it sound like a magical land far away.
Or you're doing the world's worst Indian accent ever.
I wouldn't try and do that on stream. I would not only butcher it, but there's going to be someone that shouts racist or racist.
Yeah, I wonder who that'd be.
And then points at me.
Yeah. Other way.
Well, that's the thing. I'm looking at Discord, and for me, Lance is there, but I know on the stream he's there.
There you go.
So the next "I'm with stupid" sign needs to be pointing that way.
What,
yes,
down
it
towards
does.
tech?
Yeah. But right, one thing we've not actually spoken about yet is Twitch.
Yes. What do we want to talk
Yes.
about on Twitch?
Right. I mean, it's the platform that we all essentially use daily, both working and watching. Who have you guys been watching lately?
I have been watching. Well, I normally watch. My 3 regulars I watch are Anthony Kongfan, Fran, and I've been watching a lot of Tim recently. Tim the Tatman. So normally when I finish streaming, it's normally when I'm like I'll chill just to decompress off streaming mode, and then I'll get something to like eat, and then I'll sit there and watch Tim for like maybe an hour or 2, and then until he finishes. Normally by the time I get off streaming, he's on for like another hour or so, and then he's done. So I'm like, no, that's cool, that's perfect timing. I can just watch the last hour of him streaming, and then that's sort of who I've been watching. I have like a list of like others that I watch, but they're normally people I'm like, oh, who aren't on, and who do I fancy watching? What game are they playing this time? Let me see if it's worth watching, and so forth. So those are the 3, the 3 partnered streamers, and I'm doing air quotes, that I watch of late.
All very good streamers. Tech, what about yourself?
I don't tend to get a lot of Twitch time in, unfortunately, because obviously my work takes up a lot of my day, so I don't get a lot of time on there. Traveling back and everything, and dealing with kids and family and everything, and then actually streaming myself. I don't tend to get a lot of time on Twitch, but a lot of the time that I do actually manage to just sit down and watch someone is just after I finish streaming myself, and it's normally whoever I've rated. So it's normally like Atreyu, Happy Toe Camel, any of you guys, if you guys are on at the time as well. Maybe a bit of Bloody Faster or even Beta Guys Gaming, but they're the 2 partners that I tend to see online the most after I've just finished. I don't ever rate them because I like to pass on however many viewers I've got to someone else that's a smaller streamer just like ourselves as well.
Yeah,
try and pass on the love. But Atreyu's always really interactive, really fun to talk with and everything. He and his community were the ones that actually enabled me to push my Kickstarter over the finishing line of its campaign.
Oh, awesome.
And actually managed to get it all funded. So I try and pass on a lot of my love to him as much as possible, because I think he deserves it, at least, for helping me out. And every time I'm in his chat as well, he's always asking, how's the game development coming? Is there anything that we can help with? Is there any news on any kind of beta release or anything else like that? And he's always telling other people of his community about everything that I'm doing as well. And I always find that really lovely in the fact that he pays attention.
That is pretty damn nice.
Even in person, he's a pretty awesome dude.
He is. Yeah. I mean, didn't we see him at the
met him both
London Winter event?
Winter and we first met him at the summer, and then afterwards we spoke to him at the winter one. But he's been to like I think pretty much every Twitch event that's been happening. Like he's been to TwitchCon in the US, he's done the European one, and then he's done pretty much everything that's happened, like London, wherever the last one was, and so forth. He's pretty much gone to them all.
Yeah, but as I say, like every time, or at least almost every time I drop him a raid as well, he's always tweeting me on Twitter as well to say thank you for the raid and the support and everything else. So he is just a genuinely nice guy, which is really surprising in this current climate of diluted Twitch with the amount of streamers that he's getting at the moment, that you have got someone just so genuinely nice to the people that come into his stream. So I always really enjoy watching him.
It would be pretty cool to see if we can get him on here at some point.
Yeah, I'll definitely ask him.
Yeah,
if he'd be interested in
that. So I'll drop him a message.
Oh, cool. What about yourself, Senpai? Who you been watching?
I'm not a big we discussed this last week. I'm not a big partner sort of watcher, but I'm
done with that.
The people that I'm sort of watching at the moment. So I'm just trying to rearrange something. Are so freaking close to hitting it, which is nice. It's nice to actually be in their streams and start like supporting, be that one number that they will probably end up needing. So I'm watching Biggest Menace, who I found December last year. He, since lockdown has started, has been streaming every single day, playing Animal Crossing for 8 hours. He's currently on at the moment playing Mario Kart because he's getting drunk. But he's since this has started, his growth has gone through the roof, to the point where he's made games. He's made like versions of Deal or No Deal in Animal Crossing. He's just finished making a game of Family Feuds in Animal Crossing. He's
really clever.
He's actually turned it into an actual content sort of product. I watch a lot of Rainbow Gamer Girl, who we all know. She's creeping up, which is good. And
she's actually hit partner now.
No, she hasn't. She applied for it a couple of months ago, but she got rejected.
Yeah.
She'll get there. She'll get there.
She will.
Yeah, she will.
I always enjoy watching her. She's always really lovely in the chat as well. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the third one is an actual international one. So this is one that if I'm sitting around in the evening and I need something to watch is Bruce Cooper, who I've rated a few times. He plays a lot of No Man's Sky, which I like. In December he was going to stream every single day in December over the Christmas period, just to kind of be there for people who hate Christmas and want somewhere to be. Yeah. And on the 2nd of December, his apartment burned down.
Oh, damn.
Ooh, terrible timing. Damn.
Yeah. And the support that he got from his community got him completely back on his feet. He's moved into another apartment complex, and he did his every single day stream during April. It was really, really good. It was really nice. But yeah, they're my top 3 to watch at the moment.
Wow.
The power of a community, man.
Yeah,
know,
absolutely.
Right?
It's like when you've got the love in the right place, then and anything's possible. Like you said, that guy literally just lost everything, and within a couple months, he's back to streaming. Got a home.
Yeah, he's been retweeted by Sean Murray a couple of times as well, which he really likes.
Oh wow, that's all. Now for a No Man's Sky player, that's kind of the end goal, isn't it?
His big break. So he's got his 2 main niches for No Man's Sky. His first one was jumping out of his freighter and landing on a planet. Jumping out of the space station and landing on his freighter. And his second one is his community. He's got a community planet, which is just full of everyone from his stream that has got probably about 250 to 300 bases on it.
Oh,
okay.
It can be a bit laggy sometimes if you've got multiplayer on.
I can well imagine.
A bit laggy.
You say about the jumping from the space station to the freighter. I actually, one time on stream, I had to, when you're in the freighter and you hire the micro freighters that go out and do jobs for you or whatever. I had to go repair one of those, and I actually, I say did the jump from one of those back to my original freighter.
Jordaned it.
I mean, I did, as in, I went for it, failed fucking miserably. But thinking the space station to the actual freighter, I think I might have to try that. That's a pretty good idea.
Try and dig out some clips.
But yeah. Show me some clips of what he's done. He sounds really cool. I want to check him out.
What about you, Dizz?
What about yourself?
In terms of partners, the big partner, I watch a lot of Lyric. He does when it comes to stuff like battle royale games. Everyone's got their go-to that they watch. A lot of people watch Shroud, a lot of people watch Ninja, a lot of people watch Tim the Tap Man. For me,
on Twitch.
Okay, they have their chosen streamer regardless of the platform for those kind of games. For me, I just love the way Lyric plays those games. He does it in a very, very comical way, yet he's still got the skills of someone like Shroud. I don't think I've ever seen him lose a game. He's fucking awesome at what he does, and he's really funny. And then he occasionally does other streams where he'll just sit there on Euro Truck Simulator for an entire night and just watch YouTube videos in the corner. And it's always either really, really hilarious videos that you've never seen before, or things where you're just like, I just don't really get what I'm fucking watching right now. But I always find him as an entertaining streamer. The only other partner I probably watch is the person that got me into streaming in the first place, which is Banlish. Does a lot of 7 Days to Die, does a lot of No Man's Sky. He's a very crafting game streamer. Yeah. Although I don't think he's ever played Minecraft, at least to my knowledge. But that's about it, really. And then, whenever I've got the opportunity to check out, you guys, Happy, Chuck, Roost. You know, I try and watch as many people as I can. I love Twitch, and I'm on it as much as possible.
Yeah.
I
Speaking
just
of
love
Twitch,
it. Yeah.
did you guys obviously hear the news about what they did this week?
No.
So they signed three more streamers to exclusively to broadcast on Twitch.
I think I know one of them, but go on.
You should know technically two of them, Dizz. All right, so the three that they signed exclusively to Twitch was Summit 1G,
right?
Obviously an OG.
Yeah,
everyone knows him.
Dakota's from Fortnite, probably like on Twitch, probably the biggest Fortnite streamer since it came out. He was playing it when it was the PvE mode, like the Save the World mode, and then when he went to the Battle Royale, he was like one of the top. He is one of the top players on Twitch for it. And the last one is Josh OG.
That's the one I heard of.
Yeah. Josh got signed exclusively to Twitch as well. So all three of them are signed exclusively to Twitch. So that's like 6 or 7 now, big names that have signed exclusively to Twitch. And I don't know how long their contracts are for. Probably like a multi-year contract, I'm guessing. But yeah, so that was the news I heard this week, and I was like, oh, that's interesting because I've heard of all three of them, and I watch 2 out of the 3 regularly. So
Twitch is stepping up their game now. Like Facebook have that money, YouTube have the money, like Mixer has the money. Like if Twitch aren't showing the same kind of money, people are just going to move on.
Mixer has the money, just doesn't have the enthusiasm. I'm not going to get into another Mixer rant again. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like Mixer. That's like there was a thing with Shroud talked about. Was it this week or last week? I think it was towards the end of last week. He was talking about what Mixer had planned for the summer to help promote their platform. So apparently, like Shroud and Mixer and Microsoft had this massive idea for something that was planned for. I think it was like either next month or the month after. They had this big advert thing they were going to like prep and plan and release during that time, and it was meant to be something that they were going to do to elevate the platform to bring more viewers in. Shroud had one plan, and apparently Ninja had one plan as well. But obviously, with everything that happened with COVID-19, it kind of shelved everything Mixer had to do. So they had plans for this year to actually boost the platform, but they're both of them are rolling onto a year on the platform, and the growth, it's been up and down for them both. I mean, Ninja being the face of everything streaming, him moving to Mixer hasn't exactly helped the platform, but Shroud has maintained, as he always does, like he always has like his loyal fan base, whether Twitch or Mixer, he has his loyal group, but numbers obviously are different from Twitch to Mixer. But yeah, you know, they need to do more, but
all Ninja has going Mixer for him at the moment is his stupid coloured hair.
Yeah, and the rage that you have.
Yeah. What'd you say to me, you little shit?
Yeah, what is it with these punk kids dyeing their hair weird colours?
I know.
Didn't Mixer, out of all of the major league streaming platforms, report the lowest growth over the last few months? Wasn't it like 2% or 0.2%?
0.2%.
Whereas
but
Facebook had reported like a 200% growth or a 300% growth, something like that.
They had like the biggest growth out of everyone.
Even though that platform's meant to be dog shit for streaming, their growth was just huge.
Yeah, I mean, the only person that I actually know that actively streams on Facebook, and the only reason I know this guy is purely due to kind of like video clips and stuff, is Stone Mountain 64. And the only reason I know him is due to Battlefield video clip.
Oh, okay.
But I still see him streaming on Facebook, but he's the only person that I've ever actually seen streaming on there. Obviously, one of our own tried it. The only person that I know that tried it at least one point was a member of our own, Purvis Age Time. He tried it for a little bit. Yeah, for a very, very short while, but I don't think he pulled in anywhere near as much as he normally does, at least on Twitch. So he moved back over quite quick. But he's the only other person I know that's even tried it. I've not even attempted it. I
don't have a Facebook account, so I've never actually seen it. I don't know what it's like.
No, nor do I. I've known it existed. There's only 2 partner streamers that I knew of that moved over to Facebook. One of them I used to watch because he was a Destiny streamer and he was really good at the PvP side of it, the Crucible. So I would watch to see how he played. And then in a few streams prior to his move to Facebook, I ended up facing him in the Crucible a couple of times. To which I was like,
1v1 me, bro.
I would get my ass whooped by this dude, no shadow of a doubt. It was True Vanguard. Mittens knows who he is. She and I both like were in the same chat at one point, and she was like, "Hi lads," and I was like, "Mittens, what are you doing here?" And yeah, it was quite literally. I popped into the chat because he literally just faced me and a friend Michael in a game of Crucible, and I wasn't even playing my main character. I was playing on my Hunter, which I don't really play that often. And I was like, "Oh god!" And I'm not even using the right loader. I'm just messing around in Crucible, and him and his teams just destroyed everyone. We were like, okay. But like he's one, True Vanguard's one. He went from Twitch, signed an exclusive deal to Facebook, and another one's called the Darkness 429, I think. But yeah, he went from Twitch to Facebook. I think he was one of the first to sign exclusively to Facebook for their gaming, and then he's done well. But yeah, it's like, and even YouTube had weird growth in their gaming viewership recently as well. Wasn't a lot, but it was a growth nonetheless.
So how does the Facebook gaming work? Like, I'm assuming if I'm watching someone live,
I think it's
like, just through my Facebook account.
I think it's like, do you know, like the Facebook pages and so forth. From what I understand, is it's a Facebook page where there's a link to a site that's owned by Facebook for where you watch the stream.
Right. Kind of like
YouTube. So
something like that.
Okay, so essentially the way that I know how it works is like, say for example, I myself have got a Facebook page, which is kind of like a my public image, and I literally just use it to kind of post when I'm going live, link it to Twitch, all that kind of stuff. But if you've got your own Facebook page, you can then stream directly to that via OBS, Slobs, XSplit, whatever else. And then, as long as someone is following that page, they can see the post, see the feed, and then actively watch you as they're just scrolling their Facebook feed. They will then see you at the top right and be able to watch you, interact with chat, and that kind of stuff. So that's the way that I know that it works. And that the only reason I know that is purely because of Stone Mountain 64. So because I follow his page.
But if I was to talk during one of these people's streams, would it come up with my full name in the chat?
I don't know.
Can you pick a user?
It would come up as to whatever your Facebook page is set at. So at the moment, mine is set to Techsnologic Gaming. On there at the moment.
Oh, okay.
I see. It would show up as Techsnologic Gaming.
Yeah, but what about me as the viewer? If I was to watch you stream on Facebook and I was like, "Hi, Tex, what's going on?" Would it?
I don't know how that works. I've never actually interacted with anyone's chat on there. I imagine it would come up with your own name, but I don't know. I can't say for certain.
Min says it comes up as your name.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure I'd be too happy with that.
No, I don't think I would either. But then again, like, as we've said, like, Facebook had a growth, but they've not had a massive one. Wait, no, they report. What am I on about? They reported the largest one.
Yeah, they had the largest growth.
Stupid, yeah. I just don't know how that chat works. I've never watched anyone and interacted with them while they're playing. So.
Well, there's some homework for you guys. Get on Facebook Gaming. Check it out. Type something in the chat.
If I have to create a Facebook account, no.
See, I figured you didn't have a Facebook account because I was trying to advertise the podcast today, and I was just like, I've been friends with you for so long. Why are you not on my friends list? Did you fucking delete me?
I deleted my Facebook account like 2.5 years ago.
And that shows how much I use Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally only use it to browse.
Oh, well, I think that's probably a good place to cap off, episode 0, entitled Lockdown.
Lockdown.
No questions from the chat?
Locked in. We
could do that. Yeah, we do have some extra time if you want to do that.
Yeah, we've got a couple of minutes. If there's anyone in the chat has any questions, you're more than welcome to ask.
Boom, we can now talk to the chat.
Yeah, hi chat.
What up, Mittens? What up, Recro? I see this Techsnologic in the chat. What's going on? Good to see kids in the chat nowadays.
Dude.
What is this BS? To yeet or not yeet, says this.
Oh,
yeet.
Always yeet. Never question it. Whatever's in your hand, yeet right now. I don't care what it is.
Thank God I don't have anything.
Yeah, I was about to say my hands are like.
I
this,
just put down a beer.
Yeah, I'm just messing about with my own hands right now. So,
like, if you're on the toilet and you're about to shake, first of all, why are you watching Twitch? But secondly, just yeet the cup,
yeet your penis.
Oh.
Yeet. There goes the mouse. Do it, man.
Mrs. Mouse is gone.
Yeah. He's like, oh no,
Never-
I have to go get it. Get another one.
Gonna question that. It's always to yeet. Always.
God, could you imagine if, like if Lance had his mouse in his hand? He's got the light speed version of the G502. That would be a yeet and a half.
It really would be. And I'm like, oh, there goes £100.
You mean a yeet yeet?
I gotta be honest. I might yeet the mouse I'm currently using. See, this is my normal mouse, right? This nice little Logitech.
G502. Yeah.
But since my wife has been using the PC, she finds that mouse too fast. You know, for her Excel documents and whatnot. So I've been using this.
Turn the down,
Has it got a ball in it?
profile down.
Hey, I have, and it was still too quick.
What do you mean? Just go into the settings on the Logitech interface and just
Put
turn
it
down
to
even
100 DPI, you'll be fine.
You don't argue with your wife. If she wants to use her own mouse, she's going to use her own mouse.
Oh, dude, I argue with mine all the time.
Happy life, man. But if I could yeet anything, it would be this right now.
Do it. Say,
The
chat
thing is,
demanded you eat it.
like, Senpai, you mentioning about the ball just like reminds me of a Facebook post I saw the other day on an IT support site where people like do their own kind of admissions as to what they've done as IT support and stuff. But
Yeah.
someone posted a meme where they, instead of having to just clean the ball of the old style mouses and stuff, they would hard boil an egg and use
Yeah.
the yolk.
I saw the same post on Reddit.
No. The thing is that like so many people carried on with the joke because so many
Yeah.
young people don't get that. No, you would just clean the ball and clean the rollers.
Yeah.
But so many people were like, did people really do this? Did people really hard boil an egg? And if like people were saying, yeah, if you messed up with the hard boiling of an egg and getting the yolk out, you completely had to restart the process. And oh my god.
Bring
Wow.
your hard-boiled egg to work that day. You had to use the shortcuts on a keyboard. That's how we live back.
Oh my
It's just
God.
like, oh my god, how can anybody be so ignorant to just how you would
Well,
clean
it's the
a
same
fucking rubber ball
as people not knowing what the little icon next to most
For the
save
save?
things is. Yeah.
Yeah,
The old floppy disk.
the old floppy dick.
Mhm.
Wait, what?
What was okay? So Alex and I are currently on a bit of a James Bond binge, and we watched what was it? Tomorrow Never Dies the other night, and
Are you
there's a
going in
scene where
order,
he's
or are you just picking your
he's-
favorite ones?
okay. No, so we're watching all of the old ones because they're
Okay.
currently being played on ITV, but ITV One is currently playing all of the Piers Brosnan ones, so we're kind of dipping in and out, not quite
Oh, okay.
chronologically.
Piers Brosnan.
But yeah, Piers Brosnan's rummaging through something, and he just picks up a floppy disk, and it's like, I haven't actually seen a physical floppy disk in years.
I have. We have them in our IT room at the moment. I could actively go and get you pictured on Monday.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So, okay, why do you still have them? Like, is it an emergency
Yeah.
thing?
No, it's just that my manager refuses to get rid of old stuff all that often.
I mean,
It's
I
like-
have a DVD drive on my tower, and I think that's redundant.
Yes.
When I got my new PC, I was adamant I was not going to get a DVD drive. But no, essentially what
It's
it
not
is,
even plugged in. It's just there to block
my-
the hole.
yeah, my manager has data backups going back, I think 14, 15 years. And
Okay.
he, at the time, the IT team at the time could not essentially have the budget to get archive tape drives and stuff. So the only method that they had at the time, other than CDs, which they had no burner for, because again, budget, was floppy disks. Large ones, like large capacity ones at least, so like 500 meg at a time. But that was the only way that they could store anything as backups. So they have old server backups at the moment still stored on those floppy disks, and we've got them just in case, because we've had people requiring old files from like 7-8 years ago, and my manager's like, yeah, somebody at some point may need a file off one of those. We've still got a floppy disk reader.
Which is why you digitize it and email it to them. Well, not email it to him, but
he doesn't want to keep it on the server. That's the thing. Like, we've got a couple of terabytes available at the moment, but those terabytes are now being taken up by a server backup that takes up 3 terabytes each day. I mean, it gets overwritten each day, but still, it takes up 3 terabytes. So whilst we've got extra space available, he doesn't want to be putting those extra small, useless files on there, which is why you just keep them on a floppy disk.
I see.
Some people just can't let go of the past, man.
I mean, I see what he means. I just don't see the point of using a floppy disk. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, they're not using them. They're just sitting there.
Yeah, they're just sitting there doing fuck all. Right, do we want to cut off there?
Yeah, we could go to an intermission before episode 5.
Yeah, I mean, this is meant to be episode 0, so technically the next one should be episode 1.
Well, I don't know. We're recording it all in one night. It's still technically a pilot.
Episode 0.5?
0.5, yep. We'll go all the way up to 0.9 and then episode 1.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
No. After 0.9, we'll go 0.91.
Yep.
And every time we reach the 9, we'll just add an extra digit on. We'll never reach episode 1.
We're not ready. We're still in pilot mode.
Yeah. If we ever decide to end it, it'll be episode 1.
We've been podcasting for 5 years now. It's still pilot
Which
mode.
is where things should end.
Exactly.
Okay. Guys, thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us for the first Crusaders podcast. That was a lot of fun. We'll hopefully see you in the next one.